The Gulf of Tonkin Resolution authorized the President to take all necessary measures to repel any armed attack against the forces of the United States and to prevent further aggression. The resolution gave Johnson tremendous war powers. It allowed him to commit U.S. troops to South Vietnam and fight a war against North Vietnam without ever going back to Congress to ask for a declaration.
On May 4th, 1970, members of the Ohio National Guard fired into a crowd of Kent State anti-war demonstrators. This all started when students began throwing rocks at the National Guard.
We've seen here at the city of Kent probably the most vicious form of campus-oriented violence yet perpetrated by dissident groups. They make definite plans of burning, destroying, and throwing rocks at police and at the National Guard and the Highway Patrol. This is when we're going to use every part of the law enforcement agency of Ohio to drive them out of Kent. We are going to eradicate the problem. We're not going to treat the symptoms.
To stop the overwhelming protesters, the guards used tear gas on the students, throwing canisters into the multitude. Many of the students then took the canisters and threw them back at the soldiers. At this point, one of the soldiers thought they had heard a sniper shot, which was probably the sound of a thrown tear gas can from a student. This provoked the soldier to fire into the crowd, which also sparked a torrent of other shots from other soldiers. This event killed 4 and wounded 9 Kent State students. This day was also known as May for Massacre.
On March 16, 1968, American forces searching for enemy troops in an area with a strong Viet Cong presence came upon the village of My Lai. By this point in the war, many American troops had been injured and killed by Viet Cong fighters posing as civilians. It was a recipe for a disaster at My Lai where Lieutenant Williams Calley's unit began shooting and killing unarmed civilians. During the assault, U.S. soldiers killed between 400 and 500 Vietnamese.
On the heels of My Lai came the 1971 publication of the Pentagon Papers in the New York Times. The term referred to a classified government history of America's involvement in Vietnam. The study was leaked to the Times by one of its co-authors, Daniel Ellsberg. Nixon tried to block the full publication, but in New York Times versus the United States, the Supreme Court ruled against the administration. The study revealed that American leaders involved the U.S. in Vietnam without fully informing the American people and occasionally even lied to Congress.